Welcome to Junk Journal Mayhem at Studioloo.
Hey everyone, it is day 21 and we're tackling aluminum foil. So let me know how you're doing on this mayhem adventure so far. I think what I want to do today is a bit of embossing. So aluminum foil and paper. Okay, put this over here. So I've got these 3 scraps of white paper here, and I think I'm just going to fold each one of them in half, as so. Okay, then I just want the thickness, so I'm just going to glue these 2 like halves of the paper together just so I can get this to be a nice kind of thicker weight paper. It's like more like a cardstock. And I'll probably also trim it because the bottom of this one is definitely uneven. There we go. Almost threw the good part away. Okay. And this one. And I have to make these the size of my embossing folder on the most part. Which are like this long. Yeah, so we got to trim a bit off there. That's good. Just using up paper scraps here. That one I think is actually somehow even. Yep. And it's an okay size, yep. Okay, so now we need to use the tin foil. Or aluminum foil. So I'm just going to glue stick on top of my card here. Okay. Actually, that one's not even. It's okay though, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then cut this out. Bit of noise. And repeat the process 2 more times. Okay, so with any kind of metallic thing like this, you can do all sorts of fun embossing. For the May long weekend, I'm not like a big alcohol drinker, but we do get a few beers, summer beers, because it's nice like to have a barbecue with a bit of summer beer. So we got some nice Radler, and Waterloo makes a really nice sour cherry or tart cherry. And yeah, it's really yummy. So I took my cans, yeah, it's tart cherry Radler, and then I used this and this. I just cut the can out and I embossed them. This one's like silverware and this one's just kind of like an Art Nouveau. I'm going to be doing it with tin foil too to just show you like the difference. You've probably already seen these if you followed me on Instagram, because I did post them on Instagram. Okay, so now we just need to sort of flatten it out and then we'll trim edges off. Oops. Alrighty, get rid of all these little scraps. Just kind of smooth it out. The wrinkling and stuff is totally fine. Don't stress about that. Okay. Now I'll get the glue out of the way here and the scissors. Grab our 3 cards here, and then I need to set up my embossing machine. Okay. Platform. And the first embossing folder I have is a floral one. Looks like this. Hopefully you can see the floral. So I'm just going to lay this down in here. There we go. Bring that down, make sure it's pretty well lined up. And then get my embossing surface here. Or plate. Oops, hold on. I am not lined up properly. I was listening to somebody making a video the other day that said that they never emboss on film because they always have to do so much adjusting. And I totally get it. Like, sometimes things just, they're thicker or they're thinner and they don't want to do what you want, so you have to do a little fudging around. I totally get it. I like this Revolution embossing machine. I do, like, I use it, but it is a little bit picky, I gotta say. And the one thing I love it for, though, is it has a magnetic platform that will hold on to all your dies. So, like, oh, I think this is because my water glass is back here blocking. Okay. I'm my own worst enemy. But yeah, it has a magnetic platform, so your dies will stay put. You don't have to, like, use washi tape to hold them down or anything. So that, to me, is a bonus. So let me show you the first one. Look at the texture. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to do the next one. We'll just finish up the embossing and then I'll show you everything here. So the second one is like a berries and leaves. Just pop that down in the frame. Okay. Oops. Yeah, I was totally blocked by my own water glass. That's why it wasn't going through. Oy vey. Okay. This one, yummies. And the back is also yummies. Alright, that's that one. And the third one is, again, that Art Nouveau sort of one. I really love the arches. It's very pretty. So just open the folder up. Lay it down in here, put the folder down, and with this one I lay it about right here on the platform, just in case you're wondering about, like, the whole embossing, you know, machine and how this whole thing works. And then I lay the embossing plastic, like, plate on top of that. I don't know if it's different with different machines or not. Sometimes I find with this machine, like, I definitely have to make sure I have it right up to the edge, or like it doesn't go through. But it's never given me too hard of a time. Look at that, so nicely embossed. It's very deep and detailed. Okay, so let me put the machine away and I'll come right back. Okay, so now we have these 3 beautiful textured pieces, and all I'm going to do is come around and cut the excess off, because this one's a little bit bigger than the frame on my embossing frame. The paper was. So we'll just clean that up. You could obviously do this with a paper cutter if you're feeling stressed about having to get it straight, but I'm fine. Okay. It's pretty much giving me the outline of where it needs to be trimmed, so I'm not too concerned. Alrighty. So then, what I have cut out for these are these 3 lovely fairies. So that's what I want to put on these pieces of embossing. So I think this one I want to put here, and I am going to pull some little bits and bobs, I think, out of my stash. I think I've got some good stuff in here for this. So I'm just going to grab this sunflower for one of these. Then let's just maybe lay all 3 out and then like lay pieces out with them and see how it all goes. So 1, 2, and 3. So this one and this one I think would be cute on here. Then this one will go on here, and this one on here, and she's a little big, but that's okay. So then I'm gonna grab, got these like fun kind of springy pieces here. Come here. It's from like a little ephemera kit. I can't remember which one. And you know, I don't think I want to use these ones actually, because I don't like the outline, the white outline. There's too much white outline for this. Let me just look. I think a label would be really pretty on one of these. So I'll grab my labels here, and I know I've got nice pink. A nice pink label would be great with her because she's a lovely pink. I do also have a nice blue, and because she has both of those kind of colors, it could be cute to just have a couple labels on there. Then maybe a little blue one on here. Put those away. These are all my own handmade labels. These are labels that I just made on Patreon. Yeah, we'll add one of those there. Maybe on there too. Okay. So now let's just do some collaging and have some fun with this. Where is my glue? Here it is. Oh, I love this embossing. It's so nice. I'm trying to, like, you know, in this ongoing battle to use all the things, right? We get all these tools and it's like, which tool do I use today? Try to use some of my tools. I don't have a lot of embossing folders. I just have like probably, I don't know, maybe a dozen. But I think like you don't need a ton. I haven't gone too crazy on embossing folders, but I do like them. But I try to measure it against like, what is my style? What do I use most? And I would say at this time, like embossing folders do not fall into that category for whatever reason. I don't really have an answer as to why I don't do more embossing, because I do like it. see if this gray ink can just tone down the bit of white. It's quite a subtle ink, but I think it will tone it down nicely, and I don't have to worry so much about it smudging over their faces. So let's see, I think I want that like there. I don't want the whole thing, maybe, I don't know. Actually, the whole thing looks really cute on there. I'll keep the whole thing for this one anyways. Okay. Then we'll glue the label on. I did a tutorial how to make these labels on my Patreon. They're just fun little, it was a project all about using up your ugly papers for something fun. Because I have all these papers that are like not my style really, so yep. I'm going to use this one that says sprout and start to grow. This little word snippet. And then just going to grab my inker here and just, I know I've got some ink left on this inker. I'm just going to kind of gently go over it. Just got to rub a little glue off here. We have a little glue. Okay. Then that one is, the front's done anyhow. Now this one, I'll just kind of go around it with a little of the blue ink. I don't think I'll be able to fit this whole entire height on this card. No, I won't. So let's decide, we're going to cut her off maybe just under the knees, I think, like that. Then I'm going to lay that down, but I'm not going to stick it completely because I know I want to put a couple labels on there. I want this one to sort of come out from behind, maybe. Or do I want that one on top and that one to come out from behind? Yeah. Okay, and then put that there. Then we can stick everything down here. I just have to trim that little bit of her hand. Okay. So there's two, and then this third one. Glue down these labels first. One there. And then one above it, or to the other side. Might change it up. Let me see. No, I kind of like them both on the other side, that one side. And then we'll put her kind of like this, I think. Yeah. So I'll just snip off the bottom here. And that will give me an idea of where I'm gluing. Okay. I'm not going to worry right away about inking her. Okay. There we go. Now what we need to do, put these words back, and then I need to back these. Probably gonna also stitch them. See if I can get this tape off here. There we go. Just gonna put them on a bit of folder. And I'm choosing folder because it's a little thicker so that that embossing doesn't impact your ability to write on the back of these. I mean, I'm tempted to just like ink the back because it's so pretty, but then they wouldn't be journal cards. They would just be pretty things. So I'll just cut this apart. And then I'm not going to cut them out completely because I've just tacked them on with glue. So I will take them to the sewing machine and stitch around the edge. I'm probably going to go into my scraps that I keep beside the sewing machine, the little fabrics and things, and add a little something up top. So because I want to be able to do that, I will cut the top so that it's ready to go for me to add something up there. But then I'll trim the rest afterward because you don't need to do it all right away. Okay, I'll be right back. All stitched around, so now we'll just trim the excess backing folder off here. Trim the threads a little. This one I have this pretty sequiny bit. I've been cutting up this sequin dress that I wore years ago to a wedding, and I just don't think I'll ever wear it again to anything. So I am just going to use it in my journaling process and call it a day. Okay, so we finished these 3 journal cards using aluminum foil. So how fun is that? So yeah, if you're looking for something fun to emboss, you definitely can use aluminum foil on paper and get really brilliant, pretty results. And you'll see here, like I'll bring it up. And this is actually deboss. This is the side that goes inward, not outward. And then this is the side that goes outward, not inward. So when you're embossing, keep in mind, one side debosses, one side embosses. So depending on how you want your piece to look, this one is debossed, it's pushed inward. This one's pushed outward. So yeah, depending on how you want it to look, you can choose either way. It's just about the way that you lay down your the front of your piece on your actual folder. So this one is the flatter, or like the inward concave side, and this is the outward convex side. So this is the more highly textured. So if you lay the front down on this, you're going to get debossing, pushing inward. If you lay the front down on this, you're going to get embossing, pushing forward. So you'll see this more forward. Personally, I think both are beautiful in their own right. There's no right or wrong way. It's just that your embossing, debossing machine gives you those two options. So hopefully you enjoyed this little project. I definitely did. I think these are really pretty. I will talk to you tomorrow for some more mayhem. Bye for now.